Welcome back, YouTube. Thanks for coming back to my channel. I will be talking to you today about my results from Family Tree DNA. I ordered my Family Tree DNA test when it was on sale for like $59 back in November during the holidays. I received my results in January 2017. So I got my results, and the ethnicity part was different from my ancestry results. It was similar, but they were a little different. So when I first received my results, it said that I was 72% African and that I was 27% European, and that was it. Now, on my ancestry results, it stated that I was 72% African, less than 1% Asian from Central Asia, and 27% European. So with my results from Family Tree DNA, they totally took off the Asian piece altogether. Then lo and behold, about 3 weeks ago, I log into Family Tree DNA, and they have a new system, Origins 2. They've updated to a new ethnicity system. And to my surprise, my results changed a bit, okay? Even more surprising than my 72% African ethnicity to me. So I get my results, and I look in and I open it up, and it looks totally different, and it is totally different. So it states that I am 68% African, and I am 26% European. It says that my trace results are East Central Africa, less than 2%, North Africa, less than 2%, South Central Africa, less than 2%, and drum roll, Siberia, less than 2%. So, as you know, that's a little different. But now it's coming back to almost like ancestry, but it still has me way lower in my African ancestry. So it says 68%. But I am glad that they did capture the Asian, because the Siberia less than 2% will be considered the Asian portion. I have a map here. Well, not a map, a globe. And on my globe, I'm going to just show you. I've never seen anybody doing this, and I've been using this globe more than I've used in years. My kids' globe. I wasn't the best in geography. Mr. Coleman would be like, look at this girl. I wasn't the best in geography. It's always been a struggle. So I'm learning a lot through this whole process of learning where, stuff is. And I may sound a little ignorant sometimes when it comes to this stuff, but just know I own it. I don't know. I had to look up where Siberia was. And my husband told me, I'm not going to even embarrass myself, but Siberia is way up here near Russia. And yes, Russia is a part of Asia. Okay? You learn something new every day. So here's my African ancestry. This is Africa right here. And the portions that I know from ancestry of where I come from mostly are Benin, Togo, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Mali. That's all I can remember right offhand. So this area right here, right on the coast, is where most of my DNA comes from. Right near the water. Slavery times and what happened. They were kidnapped and taken right around there. So that's where most of my people come from. Now, here's China right next door. Africa. Here's China right here. And here's Russia up here. And Siberia is right up here up top. I hear it's like one of the coldest places on Earth. My husband told me that. He seems to know a lot of stuff. I'm going to try to get him on to do a video, because when I say he has a story, he has a story. Just like it's similar to mine. Finding out new information about your paternal side. But his is deep. So that's that. Now, here, just so you can see, This is what the DNA results look like from family tree DNA. That is what they look like. My name is all up there. You see the name. Hey, it's the Tory story, so what can I say? All right, so that's that. And you know what? I will say that getting all this information is really important. I plan on doing this for my children who are 9 and 11. And I feel like had I known who I was or what I was made of at that age, I don't think anything, who knows where I would be right now. You know, I love myself, but after finding out everything and going through it and finding all this history, I love myself more than anything. I mean, I love everybody else, but I just have true love for myself. And because I know who I am, what a feeling. I thought I knew who I was until I got this. And I'm like, wow. Just looking at being able to look at the map. Other people are able to know their history and they really trace it back years and years and years and years and years all the way back. You know, I had someone just contact me through my email address from, they're on my ancestry list and on GED Match, and she lives in France, and she says she was born in France, and I'm one of, we're connected. I think we share 13 centimorgans, and she was asking me, you know, if I knew how we were connected. So I said, well, I'm working on my tree. I did see some French names, but every name I called out was not the name that she was aware of. So then she sends me this beautiful fan-looking chart, ancestry chart of generations. I think it's like 12 to 14 generations. And it just fans out, fans out, fans out. It starts with her in the middle at the bottom, and it just expands. And it's like, I wish I could do something like that, have that done. So I'm kind of getting close, trying to find, but if you know from working on your tree, when it comes to the slave times, when it comes to my ancestors, my grandparents that were slaves, it is very hard to get past the 1870 mark. Beyond 1870, it has been very hard for me to trace that. So there's going to be a big gap. She may be connected to some kind of way because my Jane Jackson was mulatto. You know, that's what they say. I'm saying mulatto, but she was. So I don't know who those white relatives were, who her parents really, I really don't know who her parents were. I've been trying to figure this out, and it's so frustrating because you have all these matches. I have like 7,000 matches. And they may have who my relatives are, but I don't recognize it because all I have is Jane Jackson and Denson Jackson and Thomas Jackson and Lynn Jackson. And that's just one leaf. That's just one leaf. Other branches, I have been able to go that far. And those are really, to be honest with you, those are the Caucasian, my European ancestry ones. The ones where I know Gaston Woodward. The Woodwards are where I come from too. And I was able to find that because, you know, they were slave owners, slave masters, and their ancestry does go back to Europe, and I can see, you know, where that is. And that may be the connection this young lady and I have. Hopefully I'll figure it out. But I realize this whole ancestry process can take years to figure out. I mean, I work 40 hours a week. I don't really have a lot of time. It can overpower you. So do it and, you know, get that balance and realize that you're not going to figure it out in one night. I call it, I got to crack a case. I told my husband, let me just go crack this case. I got to figure this out, because you find out one cousin is related to somebody on the other side of your family, and you're like, well, how is that going? Even my husband and I on GED Match, if I put in kids that match one or both of us, there is this long list. Okay, so I'm like, oh my God, am I related to my husband? Is it on different sides? That part I'm still trying to figure out. So don't freak out. Understand that you are not alone. I do a lot of like just trying to see. It's like almost like playing match. Who's on this leaf? Who's on that leaf? When you really don't know the people, but if you know one person and you know where they come from, and then you search, and the people that come up with them, you gotta. they must all come from that same branch area. So that's how I've been kind of keeping notes. After I see it so many times, different names, kind of get familiar with it. So enough of that. But anyway, I will be coming back with you with my results from DNA Land, because they are very similar to my new family tree DNA results. And now I'm wondering if Ancestry, you know, I guess, I don't know. It's weird. And there's another DNA processing center that I've heard about, but I haven't done it yet. So it'll be interesting to do that as well. Someone mentioned it in the comment, and I'm going to try it out, because I said I would, and I will try it out. But let me get through these couple videos first. So thanks for coming back. Like I said, this was my family tree DNA video. I share my results. I have DNA matches on here, and I'm excited about trying to play with that. I will say, if you are adopted and you want to find out who your daddy is, do the family tree DNA Y test. Why DNA test? Because it takes you way, way back. If you want to know who your mama is, do the X test, and it'll take you way, way back. Kind of give you the line. It's a little bit more than the regular $79 for the testing, but if you are adopted, or you don't know and you want to know, and especially if you're a man, you want to know what name you should have passing down to your children, get that test from Family Tree DNA. It's worth it. So with all that being said, thank you. I hope you have a lovely day. Remember, God loves you, and so do I. Thanks for watching. Bye.